YouTube has been defending its algorithms.
Yes.
What do these algorithms do?
Well, there's quite a feeling at the moment that the algorithms send you what is known as down a rabbit hole. It's very easy, but, well, the belief is the algorithms direct you, once you start watching one thing, that direct you down increasingly, actually, I could call them extremist directions.
More and more niche.
More and more niche. For instance, Flat Earth Society, or Flat Earth believers, are quite interesting. But you can very often start on one video of Flat Earth beliefs, which will be extolled to you, and then there'll be more and more prompts which will throw you more and more into extreme. Now, does it matter if a lot of people believe that the Earth is flat?
Well, several hundred years of science would suggest it did.
Yes, but does it matter particularly if in their own little beliefs? Really, now it may or may not. We could argue about that, but there are certain beliefs, there are certain things that could get a little bit worrying if people are pushed more and more directions about conspiracy theories and so on. Now, Ben McCohen-Wilson, who's the head of YouTube, has been defending these algorithms. He says this is not what happens. He says that if you start trying to restrict what they can prompt you to show, you're heading towards censorship. Listen to what he's got to say.
I think it's important that platforms don't simply take a view of banning speakers unless those individuals are part of prescribed groups, where we obviously ban them today, or where those individuals themselves are prescribed. I think that does begin to look much more like censorship.
What for you, in a regulatory sense, is the worst case scenario that the UK government could come up with?
I think for the British public, what we ought to be worried about, for viewers and listeners at home should be worried about, is decisions being taken in a darkened room by unnamed individuals around who gets a right to speak and to make their thoughts and views available to the public. I think that is what we should all be afraid of. We might end up in those places, and at that point we would have to take a decision on whether it would be appropriate for YouTube to continue to operate in those. We're not available in China, we're not available in Sudan, we're not available in a bunch of markets where we've been unable to work with governments to agree a set of rules that don't subject us to censorship.
Ben McCohen-Wilson from YouTube.